think every week I say it's been a big social media week, but when is it not? And this week, of course, topping the headlines, Julius Malema, stage 6, of course, Trevor Noah making his big exit, and that fantastic, the stuff that dreams are made of win with Morocco, between Morocco and Spain. Let's talk all about it with Ayanda Sishi Wigzell. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We've had to refine our slot this week because there's just so much to say on each of our trends. Let's kick things off with Malema. And if anyone was watching that news conference earlier this week, I think one of the standout quotes was, we'll be eating beetroot at Christmas with the Deputy President, or Mabuza as President.
Yes. And
amongst other things.
Amongst other things, we'll also be enjoying our 7 colours with David Mabuza giving us the address. Good evening to all the SABC viewers, and good evening to you, Iman. So this week, the EFF had their press conference, and Julius Malema was basically echoing the sentiments of almost all the social media users in the country, but most particular on Twitter and on Facebook as well. This was a national trend, and people were actually saying that Julius Malema was right in pointing out that the president is not only taking Parliament to court, but he's actually taking the people of South Africa to court, because the people of South Africa are represented in Parliament when it comes to challenging the Section 89 reports, and they're actually calling for Cyril Ramaphosa to resign his position as president. Many people are actually pointing out that the church leaders and the other political leaders that have come out in support of Cyril Ramaphosa are actually morally bankrupt, because they are actually trying to make sure that President Cyril Ramaphosa is protected when it comes to him violating the Constitution, which he has done according to the Section 9 report that has come out of Parliament. So social media is basically agreeing with the EFF, and they're saying that no, there are sentiments that Julius Malema has shared that were really, really true. So whether or not you like the EFF or you don't like the EFF, what Malema was saying is actually true. But there was another trend that Julius Malema was also attached to, and that has to do with Thabiso Danqa, who was in that racist incident in Cape Town. The EFF have now they marched to that bar in question, but a lot of users were pointing out that no, Malema has been taken to the equality courts as well for hate speech. So why is it that this owner from the Cape Town bar gets to say these things, and Christopher Logan gets to confront him, but here it is that Malema has also said these evil things as well, and he gets to be taken to court. So there were many things that were happening around the Julius Malema and the EFF presser trend.
Do you know if the South African Council of Churches is on Twitter? We must check.
We must check.
We must check. That's homework for next week. Stage 6. I should be saying it like this. Stage 6! Merde.
Stage 6 is really angering the nation. Honestly, people are calling for Pravin Gordhan's head to roll.
Yeah, it's no laughing matter, of course.
It really is no laughing matter. People are honestly upset. They are asking where is the leadership of the country, but most importantly, they're asking when is Cyril Ramaphosa going to address the nation, because we've seen load shedding at its absolute worst this year. We've had many months of just rolling blackouts after rolling blackouts. And when stage 6 was actually announced, if you had noticed, it was first stage 2 and then went to stage 4, and then within 2 hours it moved straight up to stage 6, and people were gobsmacked. That is the word that I can actually say. They were gobsmacked. They were shocked. I like that
word. Say it again.
Gobsmacked. They were really, really shocked at what it is that they were seeing, and they were asking where is the leadership of this country. But after Pravin Gordhan actually released a media statement saying that he has ordered the board to go back to the drawing board at Eskom, people are saying that this is an empty promise, because they have failed thus far and they will continue to fail. And they're also calling for the resignation of Andre Director, who is the CEO of Eskom as well, due to his lack of leadership, and the fact that people just don't have the confidence in him anymore to take Eskom to that next level and make sure that load shedding actually stops. What was trending as well was a report from the SABC when it came from Gqeberha about the business people who are complaining about electricity cuts and how that is affecting their province. And people from Eastern Cape were actually pointing this out and saying that this is absolutely true, and thanking the SABC for highlighting the problem that load shedding is bringing upon the businesses from the province, because that province is one of the poorest provinces in the country. So the business chamber, the business chamber of commerce there was really trying to plead with the nation in order to fix the load shedding issues, because it is really affecting their businesses, and social media users definitely echoed the sentiment.
Yeah, and as you say, one of the strong themes infusing all of this is the theme of accountability. And as you say, a lot of those comments going the CEO's way. If we can shift gears a little, because these two have been quite serious, really, and move somewhere a little bit lighthearted, even though it's kind of a little bit bittersweet, I imagine. Trevor Noah is the next hashtag we're talking about.
Yes, after 7 years, Trevor Noah is officially leaving The Daily Show. Many people were noting his last speech that he did when he was thanking black women for giving him the wisdom and the fortitude in order to present The Daily Show and to actually echo the sentiments and the issues that black women go through, and the fact that he has learned so much from black women. Here in South Africa, many people were thanking him for holding that South African flag high and for really showcasing his talent and the talent that we have here from this country to the rest of the world. Trevor Noah did an absolutely amazing job taking the hosting job after Jon Stewart, who was one of the best to present The Daily Show. So South Africans were really thanking him, and we're really happy to see that he's back on the comedy scene again. But people in America were also really thanking him, especially the past guests such as Roxanne Gay, who were thanking him for being thoughtful, a thought-provoking host of The Daily Show, and we wish him nothing but the best of luck moving forward.
Let's go to Morocco, and my eyes were really sweating. I mean, sincerely and honestly, with Morocco. Close friends of mine also from Morocco, and were reduced to tears at what transpired at the World Cup in that match against Spain.
Yes, Morocco is in the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, and the African continent is celebrating with Morocco. People are very, very happy to see that.
And if my Arabic is still right, I think Hakim means wisdom in Arabic, but it was a moment that was, it was interesting, the take on that moment as being not just a moment that belonged to Morocco.
Absolutely. It is a moment that belonged to the whole African continent, and people were celebrating on social media, especially people who are from the African continent. If you'd noticed, the Moroccan team celebrated by hosting their flag as well as a Palestinian flag. Many Palestinians were little caught unawares, and there was a bit of a split, a little bit of a divide, because we know that Morocco right now is occupying the Western Sahara land that belongs to the Sahrawi people. And so lots of Palestinians were actually pointing out that it's all well and good and great that Morocco is actually highlighting solidarity with Palestinians, but Palestinians cannot have solidarity with Moroccans if they're still occupying land that belongs to other people in the same position that the Palestinians are currently in with the Israeli government as well. So there were people who were pointing that out on social media, but otherwise it is mainly just celebration and hoping that Morocco can go as far as to bring the cup back to the African continent.
Yeah. Ayanda, it's always fun talking to you on a Friday, and it's always fantastic to get your take on things. So thank you, and happy hunting for the trends from next week, and I'll see you again on Friday.
See you next week.
Take care. Ayanda Sishi Wigzell just sharing with us her thoughts on how the conversations played out on social media.